Hi, I'm Andrew Wheaton for CFC Scene, and it's time for this week's personal profile. Being a college student isn't easy. Just ask any CFC student during exams. Hi, I'm Andrew Wheaton for CFC Scene. I'm here outside of the Wild Wing Cafe on Market Street in downtown Charleston, where in just a few minutes the 15th annual pumpkin carving competition will be held. Most CFC students come to school in order to get a degree and hopefully get a job soon after graduation. Most of these students also come after high school and leave after 4.5 years, departing from CFC in order to pursue their dreams. I was able to meet with one College of Charleston student whose plans are quite different than most of his classmates. Hi, I'm Andrew Wheaton for CFC Scene, and it's time for this week's Word on the Street segment. I'm here in the Stern Center Ballroom on the College of Charleston campus, where last week the impeachment vote of Ross Kressel took place. After some questionable comments surfaced on the popular social networking site Twitter from Kressel, the SGA voted to keep Kressel in office. So we're hitting the streets of CFC to ask students how they feel about the Senate's deliberation.
That made news definitely all across the states, and it's kind of embarrassing that all that negative attention gets brought to him and then nobody does anything about that.
Obviously they didn't have enough proof against him, so it's fine. I think he doesn't deserve to be impeached if he didn't do it.
I think Ross Kressler should have been impeached because he was saying bad things about the student body, which is who he represents, and that's not fair. If you're gonna be in charge of people, you should at least respect them. They're the ones who put you in office.
Well, personally, I think people should be able to speak their opinion no matter what, and if they put it on the internet, that's their own fault. Twitter, I think, is just ruining everybody. They're not thinking before they act, and they put stupid things on the internet, and then they get the consequences. But the fact that he's not been impeached, I agree with, because he just made a dumb mistake.
I feel like it's messed up that he didn't get impeached because he's supposed to be representing the student body, and they put him there and he was talking trash.
There are definitely mixed emotions among CFC students about keeping Ross Kressel in office, but the fact still remains the SGA has the final word. And although the impeachment vote was not passed, the vote of no confidence was, showing Kressel and all other social networkers that they should not only think before they speak, but they should think before they tweet. For CFC Scene, I'm Andrew Wheaton. I'm here with Nick Hayes, a junior at the College of Charleston, who is enlisted in the United States Army and will be serving a term next March in Afghanistan. Thanks for time taking out of your day with us, Nick.
Yeah, man. No problem.
So, Nick, what first made you want to join the Army?
I was in my first semester of freshman year of college, and I was just bored, and my dad was a Ranger for 20 years. He was an honor guard in Korea, and I don't know, needed some direction in my life. Not that my parents didn't provide enough, but it just seemed right at the time.
How's the military helped you in your life as well as in your college career?
I get things done. I was a procrastinator before. I'm more goal-oriented. I want to have higher aspirations, and especially higher expectations for myself. But I'm basically I'm a busybody now, as to where before I was more concerned with, hanging out with my friends and just wasting the day away, as to now it's I want to provide for my family in the future. You look more ahead, and you look at, your tasks that you got to do as things that have to be done, not things that it's not optional to do stuff. You know what I mean?
When you leave for Afghanistan next year, how long will you be there, and what exactly will you be doing?
I'll be in Afghanistan, Fob Sharana. It's on the Pakistani border. I'll be there for a year. My job especially, we're going to do route clearance, and route clearance entails pretty much running over UXOs, unexploded ordnance, IEDs, finding them, calling EOD, getting rid of ourselves. So basically just getting rid of any explosive hazards, or we do all kinds of stuff. We're basically infantry with C4. So,
do you plan to finish school when you get back, and what are you studying?
I do plan to finish school. Right now my majors are French, Italian, business administration with a concentration in finance, and it's going to take me a while. So undergrad's probably going to be 7 years after this tour, and all the extra courses you got to take to have 3 majors. But and after that, hopefully getting to Harvard. We'll see. If not, I'll probably settle for UVA or something like that.
Do you see yourself continuing your service after you finish college?
And of course, if I feel like there's a need for like, a greater military force, like say North Korea feels, like they show aggression towards us, and like, or Pakistan, Iran, like if I feel a major conflict's coming on, I'm going to stay in. But if I feel like, all's good on like the home front, I'm just going to probably, hang up the towel.
We'd like to thank Nick Hayes again for taking time out of his day to meet with us. And if you see him around campus, make sure you wish him luck on his upcoming tour in Afghanistan. This has been Campus Conversation for CFC Newsbreak. I'm Andrew Wheaton, and here's what's making news at this hour. Citadel President John Rosa spoke to students and faculty today about the allegations of sexual abuse against former cadet Louis Reville. Reville was arrested last month on 5 charges of sexual abuse, and yesterday President Rosa told authorities he was sorry the issue was not pursued more aggressively. The actions of Reville in 2007 at a Citadel summer camp were not reported to police until recently, and authorities are now heavily involved. In College of Charleston news, students aren't the only ones receiving grades this week. President George Benson received a score of 3.9 out of 5 on his annual performance evaluation, marking his 3rd straight year with a declining grade. Since 2008, Benson's score has dropped from 4.7 to 3.9, but the Board of Trustees seems happy with his efforts. Benson recently signed a 3-year contract extension through 2015 and told reporters he welcomes the feedback as constructive criticism. The star of the highly acclaimed documentary Darius Goes West will be on campus here at CFC for a free screening of his movie on Thursday at 7 p.m. at Satilli Theater. The documentary is the story of 15-year-old Darius Weems, his bout with muscular dystrophy, and his journey across the country with his closest friends. Make sure you head over to the Satilli Theater on Thursday to meet Darius and enjoy his story. And finally, the CFC men's basketball team gave Morehead State a rude awakening this morning with a victory 72-57 at TD Arena. The contest, which started at 8 o'clock this morning, kicked off ESPN's 24-hour college basketball marathon, was the earliest game start in CFC basketball history. After their win this morning, the Cougars moved to 2-0 on the season and look to continue their winning ways when they travel to Clemson on Saturday to face the Tigers. The Lady Cougars got off to a hot start as well, but then fell 59-36 to Coastal Carolina last night. They travel to Athens to square off with the Georgia Bulldogs on Thursday. Now for a quick weather update. It's looking pretty good out there other than some possible showers on Thursday morning. This has been a CFC News Update. I'm Andrew Wheaton.